Welcome to the Halo Outreach Podcast, where we reach out to you, the Halo community, to keep you up to date on everything that's going on in the Halo universe. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to it.
All right.
Welcome back to another episode of the Halo Outreach Podcast.
Rip headphone users edition.
Rip them headphone users. Hope you guys are blasting this in your stereos on Spotify on your way to work. I'm looking at you, Rapscallion. Halo MCC development update for the end of the month of April is going to be one of the big topics of today's podcast, along with the Halo Infinite quote-unquote leaks. We're going to discuss those, give our thoughts and opinions on those. We're also going to talk about the Master Chief tackling a new kind of enemy, and that would be COVID-19. So we're going to talk about what amazing things the Halo community was able to do fighting this pandemic. And then finally, we'll do our, good old Halo playlist updates for MCC, Halo 5. And that will be about the meat and potatoes of this podcast. But first, Kevin, how the hell are you? What have you been up to?
Well, Pat, thank you very much for asking. We're doing well. We experienced the Halo 2 flighting on PC, which was a jolly old time. It's the last time we chatted on the podcast here. I thought it was great. Had a great time. Played a ton of it to the point where I'm like, I actually need to take a break from Halo because I played it a lot. And so then I've been kind of taking, so ever since the flight ended, it's on the 26th, I've been just taking a break from Halo, and I've been playing some other games. So I recently got back into playing Jedi Fallen Order. I've been playing through that a bit. Really liking that game. I'm getting like some old school game, like 90s game vibes from that one. Where you got like,
there's definitely like Zelda inspiration. I see a lot of Zelda inspiration in that.
Yeah, there's
kind of like a Dark Souls too, right? With the combat, it's like very methodical.
Mm-hmm, yeah, very similar. You got parry and like time attacks and stuff like that. But it's cool because like I'm bad at the game. Let's just start out right in there. But
shocker,
I find myself getting better at the game throughout playing it more and more. So that gets it more addicting as well. But like, they get the puzzles, you got platforming, and you have pretty solid, awesome like lightsaber combat in that, which is pretty sweet. And then last night we just played some Warzone and kind of did all right there. And then I ended up playing some Battlefield 4 on PC for the first time in like 3 years or whatever. And I was just like, man, I forgot how good this game is. Battlefield 4, it's like one of the greatest shooters of all time. It really is. So good.
It was very good. Yeah. Very good. Like I said on your Twitter, though, it took a step down for me just because of that launch. It was, before MCC, it was the worst launch I've ever experienced of a video game.
It really was. MCC is like, hold my beer.
Pretty bad. yeah. MCC. Oh, y'all thought Battlefield 4 was bad? But MCC is almost like, not to give MCC an excuse, because there is no excuse for it, but it's a lot more optimistic as a project. That's never been done before, having that many games running at the same time, that many engines, that many maps, But Battlefield still is it's a fucking technical game, dude. People used to use those games to benchmark, and still do to this day, benchmark their PCs. So it's a very demanding game. So I could see where the problems were, but it doesn't excuse it, and EA always gets a bad rep for, pushing out games and stuff and rushing developers and stuff. But once it was fixed, what a hell of a game, dude.
Oh yeah.
Definitely, it's probably my 3 and 4 are very close to me. 4 is definitely the better game. If it didn't have that launch, 4 would probably be my favorite Battlefield, but Bad Company 2 still to this day is just
my only issue.
It's like Black Ops 1 for me.
Yeah.
You just have a lot of memories on those kind of games. Black Ops 1 may not be the best Call of Duty, but it's my favorite Call of Duty.
Yeah. And then also like, BF4, like I feel like it was a little bloated though. I felt like with the especially with like the attachments and stuff like that. I like the simplicity of Battlefield 3 when it came to your like a customization. Because in Battlefield 4 there's like 4 different foregrips that all do the same thing. So it's like, why have that much kind of,
I like simplicity, but not like simple like Battlefield 1. Like I feel like Battlefield 1 took a real big step down with the customization, and that's what was really missing for me, that kept me coming back for more. But yeah, I'll agree. Like it was almost too much with Battlefield 4. Like you said, all the attachments that weren't overall that different from one another. Why have them in the game? But,
plus I was playing it on ultra settings and getting 120 frames. Felt really good, because back in the day I had to run it on low settings at 1080p and then just to get 120. So it was also good to come back and see that too. But yeah, the game still looks amazing. Plays amazing. One of the greatest shooters of the 2010s. And but yeah, this is a Halo podcast, not a Battlefield podcast. But
yeah. Oh god, we're gonna get chewed up for this one. Watch. Why are you talking so much about Battlefield? Let's well, that's what you've been up to. Let's talk about me for a second here. Okay?
Yeah.
Because I need a hug. I need a virtual hug because I've been punishing myself lately with going through MCC. First of all, going for 100% completion. We are down to 7 or 8 achievements left in MCC. We're at 692. Yeah, 8 out of 700. Yeah, I remember that number. 692 out of 700. And of course, the only thing that's left, Lasso. And it's so fun. It's so good.
Oh my god.
And when I've been taking a break from hating my life playing Lasso, I've been hating my life some more playing Cuphead because a lovely viewer on my Twitch donated that to me. So naturally, somebody gives you a game, you got to play it. Yeah, and I regret that decision. I regret playing Cuphead. It's a great game though. Great game. It was always on my radar. But being a Dark Souls player, I was like, dude, I played Dark Souls. I can handle anything. This game shits on Dark Souls with difficulty, man. I'm telling you, it is brutal. And but it's been fun. It's still as rewarding as Dark Souls. Like when you finally beat that boss after just trying 1,000 freaking times, it's just like, yeah. But I haven't come close to breaking a controller since the 360. This was the first controller of this gen that I almost smashed against the wall, dude. It broke me. It broke the Patman. It's like the Bane to my Batman. Cuphead is the Bane to the Patman. So it's been rough. But besides that, I'm just looking forward to enjoying video games again.
I was playing Warzone with Jim and Destroyer, and Destroyer was talking about how I don't think he's ever seen you that triggered before playing a game.
I was broken. I was broken spiritually, physically. I'm a broken man right now. But I'm on the final boss, so I'm just ready to get it over with and just get it out of here.
Talking about final boss.
Oh,
we can go into
Kevin's part of final boss. What?
Final boss, which played Halo into competitively back in the old MCC games. Now has an MCC update. So
that was the worst segue I've ever heard. But let's get into the April development.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, Pat.
Yeah, I guess so. But if you ain't first, you ain't last, Ricky Bobby. So Halo MCC April development update. Of course, we always get a huge update at the end of the month detailing basically what's
talking about.
They basically
goats.
recapped what was goats. Yeah, there's goats on there in this update, which this one was kind of cool. It was a very big update. The first half was breaking down some of the changes, how the pandemic is affecting 343, and going deeper into the working from home life of some of the main studio members. So that was cool. But as far as news goes, they recapped flight number 2, which I'll start out with. The biggest thing that stuck out for me for the flight 2 recap: 175,000 people invited to that flight. That's a lot of people. I would love to know the numbers of how many people are actually signed up to the insider program, just to see how many people they're allowing up.
Sorry.
Let me guess. Kevin just got a notification and it scared him.
I pressed the 0, which is key bound to one of my scenes for my stream, and now it's going to be in the podcast. But anyways.
And yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. 175,000 people is a lot of people to invite into a flight. The last 75,000 or so got invited into the final couple days on the weekend before it shut down. So I mean, overall, the flight was a success. I thought it was pretty well done, and I expect the game to come out within the next week or 2 weeks at the most. At the very latest, mid-May. I think we're both sticking with that prediction, right? Mid-May at the latest that we think it's going to come out.
I'm got just a little bit.
I think it might come out this week.
I'm thinking put on a tinfoil hat on this one here. I think it might come out on the 12th because we have that MCC BTB update coming out on the 13th, which seems odd that you'll have a big update for BTB, knowing that Halo 2 is coming around the corner, and BTB maps for Halo 2 for Halo 2 Anniversary is rather lackluster, as I think we only had 2 dev maps with
Relic,
Relic
and
and
Zan's, Last Resort.
Last Resort and
Oh
Coag.
yeah, well Last Resort's not. Yeah, Coag.
So
Or,
those 3.
No, it's Blood Drive or something. It's called
Bloodline.
Bloodline. Yeah, Blood Drive. Yo, give your blood here.
We need those antibodies quick.
We need them now. But besides the Halo 2 flight recap, we got some interesting stuff, including a look in at Halo 3, some screenshots, Halo 3 and Halo 3 ODST, the next 2 games, like I told you, Kevin, coming to the collection. But besides that, was there anything in particular that you wanted to go over? They mentioned the challenge system. Basically, so we both thought that like the challenge system was broken in the flight, but it turns out that that's kind of the intention at first. So that's going to be like the work in progress version of challenges for MCC coming up, is basically just campaign completion on missions. And then after that, we'll actually get the full-fledged challenge system, the weekly, the seasonal, with the rewards and stuff. For now, the challenge system is just going to work as every week. It resets on Wednesdays at 10 a.m., they said, Pacific Standard Time. You're going to be able to do one mission each week will get you the XP, but say you do it on Legendary, you'll subsequently unlock heroic, normal, easy completions as well. So you get one mission, but also for each difficulty, you'll get XP. And I think it's per game. The way they worded it, it sounded like one mission per game. So you could do, every week you could do an ODST, a Halo 4, a Halo 3, a Halo 2, a CE, a Reach mission and get the XP. And if you want to just do it on Legendary to get it all done, and, not have to play campaign missions 5 times a week or whatever, 4 times a week, that would be the best way to do it. But you could also do it in playlists as well. You don't have to do it from the mission menu. So
you know what that means?
Was it
tips and trick tutorial videos every Thursday?
How to grind out that XP, which should be interesting. It's a nice way to reward, because a lot of the single player people who don't play multiplayer have been asking for a way to earn XP towards the seasonal rewards. So that is nice. They're also updating the main menu to reflect your progress. You'll have like a little tracker up in the top right telling you how close you are to your challenge. And then in the bottom right, you'll actually not have to go into the season menu. You'll have like a little preview of what's how far you are in the current season and what is the current season in the bottom right. It could change. They said it's a work in progress. That could change from between now and the time it releases, but that's going to be something promising to look into. Did you have any opinions on the announcement with the challenge system?
I just hope there's like a decent UI that helps you. Obviously, you can track stuff. Yeah. I just need to know like what the challenges are and to complete them. I'm really looking for. It seems like it's going to be campaign focused at first, but it seems like a later patch they're going to be adding in like multiplayer and seasonal challenges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad just to get it in, give me a reason to jump in and play the campaign. Because the one thing that's kind of held me back from playing the campaign is because I haven't been earning any XP on them. Which MCC really is the best way to play the campaigns. That's kind of what I've really
XP though.
That's what I feel like it's really made for. Like, yeah, you can play the multiplayer, but it's really just like a social experience. You can't if you want to try to rank up and play hardcore, it's basically LOL dead. And so, yeah, I'm glad to see more incentives to play the campaign, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. And hopefully see what we can do with that. Maybe we can make some content off of that. Maybe weekly videos, just saying like how to. Get through the XP grind the best with the challenges that are up, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, maybe do like, there's certain missions, especially after doing speed runs, that are much easier to do on Legendary than other missions. So, take like Delta Halo on Halo 2, for example. Pretty decent speedrunning tactic for that, or Uprising is really easy too. You can beat that in like 3 to 5 minutes on Legendary with some of the speedrunning tricks. So those would be really like cool videos to do it. Like, hey, boom, beat this mission on Halo 2 on Legendary, and you unlock the normal, heroic, and easy progress on Legendary, or for the XP as well. So that would be cool.
Yeah, definitely. And then
now go ahead. You gonna say something?
I was just gonna continue on talking about the other stuff that they were bringing in here.
Yeah, we got a bunch of other stuff to go over.
So we got like the double keybinds, which I've been mentioning. Yeah, it's like a quality of life thing, but it's kind of a standard feature when it comes to PC gaming. So we got that to look forward to. One thing is also really awesome that I'm glad that they're adding in is the view model changes. as well. Basically, you can have a like
that was the
15
big
degree.
thing.
Yeah, you can have like a 15-degree leniency of where you want your weapon to be placed on the screen, which is also really nice that they divided it up in melee, pistols, rifles, heavies, and looks like are other options, but it's not shown in this screenshot here. But if we scroll down a
Yeah,
little
it's
bit,
by
you
like
get
weapon class, which is cool.
yeah, and you can basically see like the comparisons, which is a huge difference. You can see like this is like an ultra wide shot of playing Reach campaign. This gun is taking up like a third of your screen. It feels like, you know, it's very bulky in the way. I mean, after the this is just default placement. I think this might be looks like lowered reticle too, which is it means it's covering even less of your screen than usual. If you were in center screen, this is centered. You probably wouldn't be able to see the right half of your screen.
Yeah,
and then
you wouldn't.
After changing up the X and Y axis, 15% offset, it's really placed how it should be, you know, in that case. They do say you can actually customize this more in the configuration file on PC, which is good. So the people who really...
Which people are already doing now.
Yeah, so like if you really wanted to get the gun off your screen, you can go through it. But if you're just kind of like, I just want it to look better or be placed better on my screen, then you can just do it within the UI, which is a great addition as well, which I'm glad they're able to throw this in. I know they wanted to test it in the flight, but I just couldn't make it in. But I think it's one of those things like, we don't need to test it. Just throw it in, guys. Come on, you know?
Yeah, just throw it in. They did note, though, that I think it was said that the custom games would allow for the adjustments that are not offered in the UI.
Yeah.
But matchmaking will be a little bit stricter, so you probably can't do the config file for... They're probably going to implement a way to do that, to block that on matchmaking, because I guess that's a competitive advantage.
Well, yeah, like there definitely would be people... I've seen people do this like on different PC games where they just remove the gun completely off their screen. You know, so then like they have the most optimal viewing angle possible at like the highest FOV that works, whatever. And I think when it comes to playing like ranked modes, I feel like that's a little bit unfair for people who are just like messing with the in-game UI stuff.
I mean, but it's PC though. Who cares? Like, if people have an advantage who have more frames than other people, but you know, like, you know, it's...
That's different though.
Unless you're gonna...
having like 60...
that's so different.
60 frames compared to 120 frames is... 120 frames, yes, is better, but it's not like a game-changing situation where like this one, like the gun model will block your viewing angle of like wherever you need to look. I made a video about this as well, talking about why lowered crosshairs is better to run with in the game. And
I disagree. Centered crosshairs. I hated that video, by the way. Disliked it. No, I'm just kidding.
And that if you had the option to just take it off your screen completely, and which I think one ruins the visual aesthetic of the game and the presentation as a whole. And I feel just you give an unfair advantage to people who would just do that. But maybe you can in the config file. I don't know. But
yeah, you could. Supposedly, people are already tampering with the config files. Like this has been. I saw an article. I don't like to tamper with shit on PC. When you start tampering with stuff on PC, it's like if you don't like playing video games and you just like to troubleshoot all the time, then that's how you get yourself in that hole. So I try not to do that.
I did that a little bit with Battlefield 4, where like I was able to disable like the auto lean feature,
your anti-cheat, so that you could hack the
and
game.
then I was able to like have so like the FPS counter was always on my screen, and I think I was able to lock my frames as well, kind of stuff. So there's some things you can do in the config files which are super useful. Also increase your FOV and stuff like that, which I know like with Bad Company 2 back in the day, I remember on PC you couldn't really change your FOV, but you had to go in the config file to do that. So things like that. But yeah. Anyway.
And something to note too about we kind of glossed over the key bindings, but something kind of kind of big if you're a controller user on PC like myself, because I'm trash with the mouse and keyboard. Push to talk has been missing for a while on PC. That's finally getting added. It could be mapped to down on the D-pad, I think they said. So that's gonna be cool to finally have, because definitely a feature that was missing. Like, dude, how do I talk to teammates and trash talk them, and tell them that they suck when I'm using my controller. So that's pretty cool. Another thing they glossed over was Forge and PC file share. Nothing really substantial on a Forge update. Otherwise, besides, hey, progress is being made, as they usually say.
Yeah.
But the file share system is pretty cool. So, obviously on PC, there's going to be new ways to make stuff. It's going to be more accessible to, and people are going to be putting up stuff a lot quicker. You would imagine on PC, on Forge. So they kind of want to make it clear what kind of stuff is user generated versus built in or considered trusted files, especially when you're talking PC. A lot of people do shitty things to ruin the gaming experience for other people on PC. So they're trying to go ahead and streamline that. So there's going to be like different filters and stuff that you guys can do to, say user generated or official stuff and things like
Well,
that. So
there's also a
that's
lot
going to be pretty cool.
of, say, less optimal downloads when it comes to Forge posts on there. So
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe to trust it as in like maybe you'd have like verified like forgers accounts, you like have a blue check mark, for like more notable forgers within the community, where that stuff that they put out is high quality compared to something I would put out would be complete trash. Because I don't really forge too much.
Attempt. Yeah.
But
so that's cool. Yeah, I know a lot of forgers are looking forward to that storage update. We're all eagerly awaiting.
Is that coming with Halo 2?
Forge to come.
It kind of sounds like it.
They kind of sounded like it was, but we were also supposed to get that in the flight. Like they thought that maybe we would get some of that, but it got pushed back. So who knows? At this point, it's definitely coming soon. So I would say probably within the next month we'll know for certain where they are at with releasing Forge. So that would be cool to keep an eye on. Anything else in particular that you wanted to go over from what they talked about?
I definitely want to touch on that they are going to be implementing the higher FPS CE bullet spread issue is going to get resolved.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to get
in the next update of MCC as well. So they got that fixed up, which I know they said they were going to flight it, but I guess I'm just like, no, dude, we got this. We know how to fix this thing. So
yeah, there's a big patch coming with a bunch of fixes that they're supposed to be releasing. So I'm looking forward to that, along with those audio issues that people are really getting turned off about, like reach and stuff about that. We've talked about that several times, but I guess Xbox performance too is a major thing still. Ever since that CE launch on PC, where they released that big update on Xbox, there's been some notable Xbox performance issues. So hopefully their goal, they said, is to get it back to where it was before the launch of CE anniversary, and that big update. Don't know if the CE model Unreal Engine 4 somehow is causing issues on Xbox. We'll have to see. But yeah, hopefully they can get that fixed too. And we already went over the view model adjustments and stuff like that. There's a big list of stuff that they're talking about, but those are the main things. The biggest thing probably was the pistol spread and the view model adjustments. Achievements also, they've made continuous improvements on that, so they're looking to get that fixed up. And obviously, if you guys are having issues, the Halo support site would be the way to go to look up to see updates on issues, what is known, what is not known. If you see something that is not known that you are experiencing, that's when you would create a support ticket on the website. So that'd be a good thing to keep in mind.
They did say that they are 2,000 tickets were created for this, with 46 different buckets of those 2,000 tickets as well. Yeah. Depending on how they didn't mention like the severity of a lot of the bugs or what they were finding with those tickets, but they did mention the quantity. But they also did mention that since they've made the switch over to doing the information through Halo Waypoint, like getting people to go to that website, that they did notice a drastic decrease in repeat tickets being created on known issues. So more people are gaining access to the Halo support site, seeing the known issues, and basically that saves 343 a lot of time when it comes to because they basically have to go through. I don't know exactly what the process is, but what it sounds like, they basically have to just go through these forums and just scroll through one by one and read everything.
There's people that actually do, that are tasked. I mean, I know Postums does that too. Like he goes through that stuff and just they have people actually checking this stuff. So I can imagine that's tasked with that kind of stuff.
Can you imagine just reading like forum posts and be like, why it no work, like for 2,000 posts?
343 sucks. I can't imagine. I don't envy them.
Oh my god, yeah. But that's what makes it a job.
Yep, that's what they get paid for.
Yeah. But other than that, I think it's kind of about everything with this dev update. Obviously, like they get a good half of it's kind of going into like all the notable people within 343, like how their work from home experience has been. some cool screenshots there, just kind of little, little insights on how people are living and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool as well. And I did notice that this has taken a little bit longer of a turnaround when it comes to the flighting process, because I remember like it was like about a 1 week time frame from when Postman said, "Hey, CE is in Ring 1 and 2," and then 1 week later we got Ring 3, Halo Insider gameplay. For this time around, it took about 2.5 weeks to get to that point.
Right.
So I could just obviously it's a totally
different game. It could be a different bug, severity of the bug. Different game. So
but I'm saying also, it could also be a factor of having to work from home as well. So
yeah. They also mentioned too that Halo 3 and ODST, they're approaching an alpha build for that. So that's pretty exciting stuff. And like we said, they shared a couple of screenshots.
I would expect like a June release probably for 3 and ODST.
Yeah. I think we predicted out, a early summer release for 3 and ODST, and maybe an end of summer / early fall release for Halo 4 before Infinite. I think that's still shaping up to be basically spot on. Somebody did ask in chat too, for our live stream viewers, if we think that they will release ODST and 3 at the same time. As of right now, I know the release schedule is 3 then ODST, because they said, well, they're on the same engine, so why wouldn't they release? Well, Halo 4 and Halo 2 Anniversary are on the same engine as well. Those didn't release at the same time, so it still could happen because they're not releasing Firefight, or obviously because multiplayer doesn't exist on ODST. They're not releasing a multiplayer mode, so we'll have to wait and see and play it by ear. Firefight, yeah. A lot of people were begging for Firefight, so
I still find ODST Firefight to be the best firefight out there too.
It is the best firefight. Reach Firefight is good, but I enjoyed ODST's Firefight more. I don't play much Firefight though. It's not something that I'll sink a bunch of time into. It's just like a mode like, hey, that's cool, I can do some achievement grinding on there. They release, with an update. I don't keep going back and back like multiplayer, if I go back and back to multiplayer because I love Halo's multiplayer. But for the firefight community, ODST Firefight would be huge for them. So that's pretty cool.
Itch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that kind of covers up everything with the April dev update. It was pretty substantial, not as thick of a boy as March's dev update was, but certainly substantial for sure.
Yeah.
So I guess we can move over to our next topic here.
Yeah.
The Master Chief fights COVID-19, and we have a nice little video here from Mr. Steve Downs himself, the voice actor of the Mustard Chef, and he got a little something.
The Mustard Chef.
He got a little something to say here, so let's go check out this video real quick.
This is Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. But right now, I'm just Steve Downs. Just want to give you a final update on our April cameos for the cure. During this past month, we donated all the cameo proceeds to Project Cure, which purchases and distributes medical equipment and supplies to help fight the COVID-19 virus. We raised over $38,000, which went to Project Cure. And I talked to Douglas Jackson yesterday, who is the CEO, and he said during this past month, Project Cure was able to purchase and distribute over 2 million masks, gloves, and gowns, which equates to about 10 semi-trailers full of much-needed gear to help fight COVID-19. I have never been more proud to be part of the Halo community than I am right now. Thanks to everyone who requested a cameo during the month of April. Now, just so you know, I'm still working with Cameo, so if there is a cameo you would like, a special shout out from the Chief to a birthday greeting, an anniversary, or just to cheer somebody up, special Halo fan in your life, just go to cameo.com/sdowns and they'll take care of the rest. Again, thank you very much for everybody who has contributed. I appreciate it, and the Chief appreciates it too. Right, Chief? You betcha. Thanks again, everybody. Chief, out.
So yeah, that's pretty awesome, knowing that the Halo community was able to help donate $38,000 to help fight COVID-19, helping out so many people who are in this troubling times, who are on the front lines fighting this thing, to know that our little community of Halo fans were able to help support in some way, make a difference. $38,000 is a good amount, and he said what millions, and with through Project Cure, there were millions of PPE that was created for these healthcare providers to be able to fight this. So I thought it was just a really great thing to show that, you know, a lot of times the Halo community were very much back and forth, like, no, we want classic, no, we like new, Bungie, 343,
Bungie, 343,
But this is one thing I just wanted to share. There's like a nice, like, that warms the heart, you know, like, you know what, we do quarrel, we have our divisions within the Halo community, but I'm glad to see that many people were able to get together to help support a very noble cause. So I thought that was very just something that I think more people need to see. And also,
yeah, good news is always,
Yeah.
you know, good to have during this time, during this pandemic. Like,
but
that's needed.
John Krasinski, right, the guy from The Office.
Yeah, he has his own thing.
He has his own YouTube channel called Some Good News, where basically he just like goes on YouTube and just like talks about good news that happened recently. Like, hey, this person found their dog. How great is that? You know?
Yeah.
And so it's,
I will say I love my wife very much, but missed opportunity to get Chief to wish me happy birthday during the month of April. Like, come on, babe. What are you?
I did show my fiance this, and so I'm like, babe, you know, just saying, in the future, if you know, just saying, all that kind of good stuff.
We should just pay Steve to do the intro for Hop. You're watching the Halo Outreach podcast.
Dude, that actually might be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
We'll set a donation going on the
Kevin,
streams.
yeah, get the donation pool going. I don't know how much is the cameos.
I think he charges like $30 or $60 somewhere between there.
Yeah,
so it's not cheap, but it's definitely doable.
Yeah, it's doable, especially if
You're watching the Halo Outreach podcast.
I do it well. I do a Chief impression. Okay, I can just do it.
You're watching the Halo Outreach podcast.
The Halo Outreach podcast.
But
yeah, really good news for the COVID fight.
And
you want to get onto these leaks?
Yes.
Rapscally made a good point. We beat back the parasite in real life. We contained the infection forms in real life. That's pretty dope.
That's very dope. Very dope indeed, dude.
Very dope. All right, let's get on to the Halo Infinite leaks.
Yes,
because there are a few of them.
Now these are not confirmed.
Take the lead on that.
Yeah, these are not confirmed. Yeah. Unlike the Naughty Dog leaks, which basically they kind of confirmed without saying yes, they are real. Right. But they do seem a little more substantial than other leaks I've seen, so that's why I'm kind of worth mentioning. Plus, it's been going around the internet. You know, a lot of people are talking about these leaks. I figured we'd throw in our 2 cents as well. We did also have some analysis from a Reddit user kind of going into more details about these leaks. We can kind of help discuss more about them. But before further ado, just jump right into the leaks right here. So you can see these are apparently some leaked screenshots of gameplay of Halo Infinite. Now, obviously not confirmed. We don't know anything about these, but it could be something. You know, it looks substantial because of like the graphical fidelity on these things. Obviously, it's a shaky screenshot, blurry, grainy, dark room screenshot, but we're desperate for some Halo news, man. So that's one screenshot. But the one thing I did notice, I brought this up in a video that I made about this. If you look at this screenshot right here, and then the screenshot right below it, it's the exact same screenshot in game, but just that like 2 different pictures of it. So this makes me think that this isn't live gameplay. That was a picture of the pictures that were taken. Possibly something that was shown in theater or something, or maybe they were like, you know, setting up screenshots to share for like a future Halo Waypoint post or something. Possibly, again, like I said, this is all kind of like not confirmed, anything like that. Again, you get some more angles right here. You can see they have like the Halo Reach assault rifle, which is something that we saw in the Discover Hope trailer, is what Master Chief was using in that, and so it helps kind of line up with that a little bit. The Spartan models do seem to kind of line up with the recent stuff that we saw in the Discover Hope trailer for Master Chief's armor as well. You can see like the usernames that are in this game are like 343 dev 002 and then 0020. So those would be like names you would have for like a development build of a game kind of stuff. You can see this is the best shot of the assault rifle that we have in these quote unquote leaked screenshots. Again, this is something that you just need to kind of interpret on your own. They, none of this is confirmed or anything, but I mean, they look rather substantial. That's something worth talking. That's what I'm saying, worth talking about. What is your initial reaction on these screenshots here, Pat?
Fake.
LOL,
Fake news.
Fake news, clickbait.
I mean, there are some things that are pretty consistent with what we see in like the Discover Hope trailer, Shield Bar. I don't know much about enough to know. I would have to really look into it, but like the Reach assault rifle, it looks almost like the exact same model, which I highly doubt they would do. But maybe, I don't know, maybe to keep the consistency, you'd think there'd be little 343s always, put their own stamp on stuff, and with their view models and stuff. So I don't know about that. Then there's like that weird hexagonal like thing coming over, and some people said that's a respawn animation, but that doesn't make sense to me because the person has less they have like 6 bullets in their clips as they're respawning. Yep. That doesn't make any damn sense to me. So there's something, and then some people have commented on my video saying that they're I didn't really see it, but that there's a development build like watermark on these photos. I didn't see that anywhere.
Oh, but yeah, it's there.
That's what people are like. Okay, I didn't. Yeah, which one is it on? Because
so I'll click on this one right here so you can get a nice little zoom in. On the bottom, it says pre-release build right at the bottom of the screen right here. I noticed that too after I made my video.
Yeah, but there's like no version number or nothing. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there's no number on it either, which is definitely concerning when it comes to the reality of these screenshots. I think if I scroll up a little bit, you can't really make it out on that. Yeah, there's normally they would put the build number or whatever like at the bottom right or somewhere on the screen showing like what kind of build that you're playing. That's nowhere to be seen on here. Though,
and like the Spartan models though do look like legit though too. Yeah. Like the feet are almost the same exact feet and stuff that you saw from Chief in the Discover Hope trailer. And the CE area to that, I find it hard to believe that they would use that same exact. It's like 1-for-1, same exact area almost as from the CE anniversary area. So I don't. I did watch your video. You made a good point too that there's just so many damn Spartans in such a small area. You never see a clusterfuck like that in multiplayer.
Yeah, like if it's like the actual gameplay, then like they want to see that happen. Like that'd be something you would set up for a screenshot to be promotional material. Like you would see like, for like this is what the multiplayer looks like. Like I remember looking back at like some Halo 2. I was looking for some Halo 2 thumbnail pictures to kind of implement, and like there's some shots like on like Lockout where like there's a guy on BR3, 2 people top mid, 1 guy in library, and 1 guy BR, like 2 guys BR2. Like there's never that many people like congregated in one like small area of the map to be, but it looks great for a screenshot for like high action intensity, but not exactly realistic to say the least. We were kind of touching on, but what the differences between the two, and this is what user Mighty Boy kind of brought up as well for a lot of the stuff. Comparing the area they're playing in is almost a 1-to-1 remake of what's in CEA to what's in the screenshots here. Like geometry basically is a 1-to-1. It's a different texturing behind it, but the texturing behind it looks really good. Even though it is grainy, it's blurry, but you can tell that the textures in the screenshot are good. That would be like probably dev quality, textures you would see for something like that. And we do know that Infinite is taking a heavy influence from CE when it comes to game design and the visual aesthetics that they're trying to accomplish with the game. So something to also take into consideration with that. Another one here, you can kind of showing the differences between the HUD that's in the game and how the leaked screenshots kind of line up exactly to what we saw for the Discover Hope trailer right here. Kind of lines up exactly with the HUD that we see in one of the screenshots. They did also note the AR reticle has like these outside lines around it. Probably helps with red reticle range, if my guess, because that's what outer lines do in Halo when it comes to reticle, not just for just the visual presentation. They're there to actually be functional as well. They do, yeah, it's right here, the blue hexagon when respawning. I don't think this is respawning. I think it's more of a hit indication. That might be more immersive way to show where you're getting hit from, right? Have like a red bar pop up on your screen, have like the hexagons pop up instead. It would make more sense, at least lore-wise, I guess you want to call it.
It would, but in Halo 5 or so, isn't there like a hexagonal kind of thing when you respawn, like a quick shield, or when your shields are recharging, like a flash across your screen? I've never really slowed it down and seen, what it is.
Yeah, there's like a
it makes sense, but yeah, it makes sense, but I just don't see it from the point of those screenshots. It just doesn't make sense why you'd be respawning with 6 bullets in your clip. And this is all the same scene. Like, this isn't a different point of gameplay. This is all the same moment in time, almost, just different angles. So that's where I kind of was just like, about that.
Yeah, and then continuing on here, you mentioned about the feet. I don't know if it kind of comes through in the video, but yeah, the feet, kind of like the armor style, does line up almost exactly to what we're seeing. Obviously it's grainy and blurry, understandable. Yes, you can't make out the little details like the little dots and screws that you can see on like Master Chief's feet in the Discover Hope trailer, but like the general geometry of the feet kind of line up. And I brought this up in my video. I hate to talk about it, but like the cod piece too, like it kind of matches up as well.
You like talking about it. Shut up.
But yeah, you can kind of see like the
return of the cod piece.
The mimicking of that as well, which is also a bringing back from what was lost in Halo 4 and 5, which I know was like actually a point of contention. It honestly was within the art style.
It really was. It was a thing within the community. Like,
yeah,
where's the cod piece?
Where's the chief?
How is he supposed to protect himself?
Exactly. Yeah, well, you gotta protect everywhere but the most vital, the jewels,
Exactly.
And another thing you touched on earlier about how the assault rifle is from Reach and looks like a 1-to-1 recreation, which usually 343 takes some kind of liberties when it comes to recreating something. Even Bungie did with recreating their weapons between their own games as well. There's at least some variation of change, but this looks like a 1-to-1 recreation of the Halo Reach assault rifle in this screenshot as well. The reason why I feel like it has a little bit higher visual fidelity, because you can see the shadowing and the texturing on even through this blurry grainy image, you can definitely tell the lighting and the texturing is better compared to what we saw for Halo Reach, because obviously that's a 10-year-old game. I've seen some people mention about it being like a CE mod. I'm like, I don't think you can reach this level of visual fidelity with a CE mod.
No, you wouldn't. I've seen other people say maybe El Dorito mod, but I still the Spartans look really damn good, especially. Can I just make a note? Why the frick do we still get these grainy pictures? It is 2020.
I know, right?
Okay.
I mentioned this in that video.
Pull the fire. I mean, if you have to, really quick snapshot, pull the fire alarm. Get everybody out the building. Take your screenshot. Take a good one, for God's sake, so people can believe it. Instead of this freaking blurry crap. Come up with some creative, way to get somebody not looking when you're taking the screenshot.
Like look at the screenshot.
What's that over there?
Look at the screenshot. This guy definitely had to hold his camera still. You can see there's even like a slight faded pattern of another hexagon behind the blue hexagons as well. Like, this guy definitely held his camera still and took the picture. And it's like, guy, just like, you don't know about
on a flip phone or
you
something.
don't know about night mode on your smart camera, on your camera phone. Like, bruh,
God.
Come on, man, help a content creator out here, dude. Jesus Christ. But yeah, so
I know, purified.
I mean, I kind of want to believe him. But again, we won't believe it until we actually see the real deal, which is probably will be in June, which is the most recent kind of rumors. We're going to see stuff like that. We also did see a thing about the action figures, the Mega Bloks construct action figures, which
I'm not gonna. Don't show that on the video, because I've seen people getting copyright stricken for something like that. But yes, which there have been some toys leaked again.
Yeah, more toys. This time it's
more toys.
Mega Constructs, which is like a previous partnership they have. And if you type in Halo Infinite Brute Warrior toy, you'll see the screenshots for sure. Same thing with Spartan Gunyear, which is going to be coming back as well. Sorry for that. But basically almost kind of, and also like the Brute has like a blue and red armor set with him, which makes me, since I see the crimson red color, I'm like, that's the Banished, right? Like coming in. I've never played
Yeah.
Halo Wars 2, so I don't know exactly what the story with that.
Yeah, it's basically banished
Yeah.
confirmed.
And he has like
we also got a picture. I think you
Mm-hmm.
saw it too. That Fletch posted of the hunter that has like the red color scheme. Yeah, it's banished.
Yeah, and also like he's holding a new weapon as well in these for the toys. It looks kind of like a shotgun, a brute shot kind of thing. Basically, like think of what a shotgun looks like, but then add like the brute shot like underblade thing to it. That's kind of what it looks like. The Spartan is in it, which is wearing Gungnir armor, has kind of like a very basic looking, almost Mauler or like a Forerunner Mauler looking kind of weapon. It looks kind of like very similar to that. Obviously, it looks like another new weapon that would be coming for Halo Infinite. And so, again, take it as you will, believe what you want to believe. I feel like this is actually very legit. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's definitely legit.
Yeah, I'm thinking like I probably have to play Halo Wars 2 before I jump in and play Halo Infinite, just so I get better context. Because I'm thinking you might be having Aatrox.
Well, the stories link up. The stories link up. The ending of Halo Wars 2 like links directly with the ending of Halo 5. So like they definitely like you see a Guardian at the end of Halo Wars 2. Like
yeah, I remember hearing about that.
They come together quite well. Aatrox and the Banished are way too good of a bad guys to waste on just a strategy game. It would be definitely a good idea to bring them into the mainline games. I've been wanting this for a while. I've said it in a couple of my wish list videos for Infinite that I want the Banished to come in. I would love to see some sort of faction war between Arbiter and the Swords of St. Helios versus the Banished. I think that'd be a badass battle to see, and think kind of harken back to Infinite's all about, going back to what made Halo great, and that'd be a really cool callback to like Halo 2 between the battle of the Arbiter versus the Brutes and how they betrayed him. And now the Brutes are killing humans again, and the Arbiter's cool with the humans. He's like, "Yo, don't be messing with my peoples." Okay?
Exactly.
And I think it'd be a really good way to redeem Arbiter as well, because he was not used so far. I feel not used as well in the 343 games as Bungie did, and Arbiter is personally my favorite character, so I can't wait to see what happens with that.
My favorite character, Guilty Spark.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's my favorite character in Halo.
You would.
It's Guilty
Oh
Spark.
my God.
What's wrong with Guilty Spark being your favorite character?
We're breaking up.
What?
That's it.
Dude, the cool thing about
Guilty Spark?
Yeah. The cool thing I like about him is that like his character is on like 3 different sides of everything. So like he's such a integral part of the story. It helps inform you, but also like he's there to do his own thing, like which is protect like the installations, but also especially like with like Halo 3 where like he helps you but then also betrays you at the same time. Like it's because he's like programmed to basically keep the installations, and he has his own motives as well, but also can help you but also betray you at the same time. I don't know, I feel like it's way more dynamic than just being like a little informative bot just like floating around. I think
no, he's definitely got depth to him, but it's not really touched on in the games as much as it is in like the terminals or like the extended lore. But I don't know. I don't like him as a character. In the games, I don't like him as a character. He has a really cool backstory.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But in the games, I'm just like, he's annoying to me. I'm just like, get him out of here. Get him out of here. I prefer Cortana as an AI compared to Guilty Spark.
But I'm saying like with Spark though, his motives are there throughout the whole time. Like what he wants, but then depending on the context of the situation, he's either helping you or hurting you. When he's just doing,
he has his duties as a Forerunner AI.
Yeah, which I think is really cool, which I don't really see too often, like in media in general.
Chief is doing his duty as a soldier. Why don't you like Chief better than?
Well, with Chief, he becomes friends with Spark, and then he also ends up becoming enemies with Spark. When Spark's like, I'm just doing my thing.
Friends, okay? They're allies. Chief doesn't have that. Don't consider
friendly. That's what I meant. Okay.
He killed his boy. He killed Johnson, and I can never forgive Spark for that. All right?
You know why he killed Johnson? Because it was unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
So yeah, that's all the Halo Infinite leak stuff. I want to believe it. Again, can't confirm it, but I just feel like I feel like that's real. I want to feel like it's real. But especially with the toys are definitely real. But with The gameplay leaks, I don't know. I was kind of iffy to make a video on it just because, like, obviously they're leaks, can't really confirm them. I try to, when I make videos, I try to be something that you can actually believe in when it comes to information. Yes. I'm not trying to be fake.
Which I mentioned in my video too.
Yeah.
I was like, we don't want to go into Halo follower territory where we're just like
Bungie's coming back,
speculation all the time. Right. Marty's gonna, produce the score even though 343's already said this is the composer, Oh God. Which, side note real quick, did you watch, I watched some of it. I didn't watch all of it, but did you watch Ackman's interview with Marty?
Oh yeah. That was great. Loved
Pretty
it.
good.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And he basically said, dude, I was down to come back to Halo, but I never got a call.
Yeah.
Like, damn, like that sucks.
Well,
he also mentioned
it sounded like he was like,
that
yeah,
he
I
would
want
love
to
to work on Zelda.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, it was like, right.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
But
it's like, please let Marty compose a Zelda game. That'd be so epic.
Or at least have Marty in there as like a consultant,
Yeah. Hey, even for Halo, have him just hire him as a consultant. I mean, he's like, he even said, I got friends that were like, I'm still cool with Frankie. I'm still cool with Brian or Sketch. I know Kiki. I know Bonnie Ross. But he's like, I've casually mentioned it, but, no, I haven't got an offer. I'm like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah. But, we'll see like so far, the stuff that we've heard for Halo Infinite music, it's been pretty good. Obviously, it's only in the trailers, but it worked really well. Like, especially the Discover Hope trailer, the music with that, like, accompanied the actions in there perfectly. Like, it helped accentuate the emotions that you felt in that trailer, which are way more emotions that you could ever feel with the entirety of Halo 5's story within, like, a 2-minute, 5-minute trailer or something like that. So, yeah. All right, so I think we touched everything with Halo Infinite. We can get into the MCC and Halo 5 playlist updates, because now you're probably like, oh, okay, I listened to all this Halo news. What do I do about it? I want to play Halo now, obviously, right?
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah. No, I'm all Haloed out right now. I'm done.
But so we have some new MCC changes coming in. So do you want to take the lead on that one, Pat, by any chance?
Yeah, well, we got some updates coming to MCC.
Don't sound too excited.
I haven't really been keeping... Yeah, so awesome. I haven't been really keeping up with Halo 5, honestly, anymore, since, the 152 grind is just done. But as far as MCC goes, we got Griffball coming up on the 6th. We got Big Team Battle Update coming on the 13th. We have an experimental playlist coming on the 20th. On the 27th will be monthly feedback maintenance. So, okay. And then Shoddy Snipes coming back.
Maybe it's
June
just
3rd.
Maybe it's just BTB AR starts coming back.
Probably AR. Yeah, that's what I figured it would be.
Ew, I didn't like it. I don't like it.
Gross. I didn't even bother trying it because I don't like big team battle as it is, and I would hate it even more if I had to start with an AR. So
yeah,
no, thank you.
And
as far as Halo 5, you got Halo 5 pulled up?
I can in a second. I was gonna mention about the Halo Reach changes, but yeah, get that later.
Go ahead, talk about the Halo Reach changes because I don't care about Halo Reach at all.
Well, there were some FFA changes made to MCC. So you have Precision FFA and Auto FFA. Really glad to divide up those communities because those are super vibrant in MCC. But I really think it's Precision FFA. It's like, why do we have to start off with like Auto FFA? Like, who wants that? I don't want that. I don't think anyone does. But there's people out there who are going to cry about it. So you got that option now. That's a great thing about the match composer. If their matchmaking sucks, it's your fault because you're searching an unpopular playlist. But we have some Halo Reach playlist updates. 4v4 map weighting has been updated, which they didn't state exactly in detail. Hopefully you get to see more maps like Uncaged and things like that come up, because obviously the map weighting has been an issue with MCs with Halo Reach since launch. Again, a lot of repeats and stuff like that. Halo and also ranked for Halo Reach got some changes where widened the higher levels of Halo Reach Hardcore and Invasion matching. Me as currently as a top 30 in PC Invasion player at rank 15. That
hey, I thought you were near 20. Did you go down?
I was 16, but then I solo queue. Okay, I got up to 16 solo
Big
queuing.
mistake.
Big mistake. Yeah, I love Invasion, dude. I didn't think I was gonna love it as much as I did. But when I played it during the flight, I'm like, oh my god, this is like my long mode I never played enough of back in the day. So I thought I was gonna be able to get more chance to play it because I'm like a 22 in hardcore and also a 15 now in Invasion. I thought they widened up that, but basically it sounds like if you're like level 50 or like 40, this helps you out. If you're anything like 30 and below, your matchmaking experience is pretty much gonna stay the same. So I tried jumping in as soon as this update happened. I was like level 22 on hardcore. I searched for like 15 minutes, couldn't find a match. Of course, then I was searching at like 8 or 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on like a Tuesday or Thursday, whatever. So that certainly could play a factor to it, but yeah, I'm still not finding matches, sadly. CE Anniversary also rotated out for Halo Reach, so that sadly. So we have no specialty players at the moment, but obviously I'm assuming once Halo 2 comes in, be something focused around that. You mentioned about Halo 5. Do you want to talk about that one, Pat, then?
I don't even have it pulled up, Kevin. Talk about it. I don't care about Halo 5 anymore either.
So
deleted it off my hard drive for those wondering.
Upcoming changes here. Since I'm a true Halo content creator, I keep track of this stuff.
Because you totally play Halo 5 still, Kevin.
I mean, I'm taking a bit of a hiatus, okay? That's all I'm doing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. For May 7th, guys, we have Snipers rotates into Ranked. And then we also have May 7th Roman King coming back, which obviously love me some Roman King. Yeah, of course, if you haven't had a chance to play it, play Roman King, guys. It's awesome. I actually really hope it comes back in Halo Infinite because that mode was crazy fun. And also next week, after that, May 14th, you got Griffball and Warzone Assault coming in as well. There's some other plays coming in, but that's all you got really know for that moment right now. New season coming also June 4th, so keep that in mind if you're trying to rank up and get your grind on. That's
I did see this that was kind of cool. That since we're on the topic of Halo 5, we'll talk about it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody from 343 posted a one-off playlist popularity list, and interesting. So Slayer, obviously, numero uno. Guess what number 2 is, Kevin? Don't look at the list. Don't cheat.
No, I do remember. Menke posted this on the forums. If I remember correctly. Oh god, did I save that?
Don't
post?
look. I see you looking. Don't you look? I see the reflection in your glasses. Take a guess at what number 2 is.
You said it was Slayer was number 1. You said
Slayer's numero uno. Yes.
Well, I want to say Super Fiesta number 2.
Super Fiesta Party is number 2. Yes.
Yeah.
Then Quick Play, which is just weird to me, but okay.
I like Quick Play. Quick Play's a great
Big Team. No, not Quick Play. Super Fiesta being number 2 was weird to me. I thought maybe Team Arena would be higher up.
Oh,
on the
Team Arena's pretty low.
It's towards
actually.
the bottom.
Yeah, it's like well, Team Arena's more like right in the middle low.
It's just lower than I thought it would be. I thought it'd definitely be like top 5, and it is.
I could have sworn I saved
Quick
that.
Play is number 3.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I do have the link right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want you to look before you guessed though. Big Team Super Fiesta number 4, number 5 Warzone, number 6 Infection, number 7 Heroic Warzone Firefight, then SWAT, then Team Arena, then Legendary Warzone Firefight, then Doubles, then ODST Slayer. Just to note, no Mythic Arena on here, so Mythic Arena did not do very well, I guess, as far as popularity, but that was also kind of 343's fault for releasing.
Well, that's because that's because it got rotated out for Hardcore Super Fiesta, which is on this list.
Yeah, but still, it's still out. Yeah, but it still should be considered as a playlist.
I mean, it's not available anymore. Once Hardcore Super Fiesta came in, it's out of the game.
Yeah, but it's gonna get rotated back in again
eventually.
Because Mythic Warzone's gonna be out of the game, but they still put it on this.
Because you can still play it right now.
They're consolidating, but it doesn't matter. Warzone Warlords isn't on the game right now, but it comes every once in a while. It's on the list. It's the last one on the list.
Yeah.
So there goes that theory. God. Anyways, yes, I'm just a big proponent of Mythic Arena. Which, quick plug, go check out our interview
Yes.
with Mr. Blaze on a previous episode of Halo Outreach Podcast. It was really good. One of my favorite episodes.
Wait. I'll look it up right now what number that was, because it was like 34?
2 or 3, I think, maybe. Maybe 3.
I'm looking this up.
We're on 36
right
or 37 now.
Yeah, but talking to Blaze about the ins and outs when it came to not only just that playlist, but also like how development on these kinds of things come about in the first place. Like episode 33. Check out episode 33. It's our interview with Blaze, who was part of the Halo 5 sustain team, a lot of forging and stuff. I talk about the constraints that you have when it comes to using like front-facing tools, but also having to create content for people to play that is like well balanced enough for multiplayer, and that's like something that would work basically. Talk about how like
definitely
that playlist was a year and a half in the works when it came to coming around, because it's working on other things as well. But also
we'll definitely have to get him back on like after the hype and all the stuff that we learned about Infinite, like in like midsummer. It'd be a good time to get him back on while the news is slow after we get the E3 blowout of Halo Infinite.
He had to have played at some point, right?
Yeah,
I mean they've had a playable build of Halo Infinite since winter time of 2018.
Yes,
because I remember
I know a couple of people that have played it. I won't say who, but yes, it's been played. It's been played by people that don't even work at 343.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I've had people go like, "You should sign up for this thing, Kevin." Just saying,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, let's wrap up the show. We're already over an hour.
Yeah, this is a thick boy episode.
This is a long. I mean, it was very meaty. End of month blog is a lot to cover. Obviously, the Infinite leaks is a lot to cover. We got to kind of pick and choose what the hell, to say about that kind of stuff. But just in case people are uninitiated finding us for the first time, Kevin, where can people find you on the internet if they want to check out Halo content?
Me?
Yes, you.
Well, if you're watching the video, you can see on the link down below is at KevinKoolx Halo for my Twitter. You can check me on YouTube at KevinKoolx, Instagram KevinKoolx, Facebook KevinKoolx, Discord, whatever link it's available now. All the links for our socials.
MySpace.
Oh, I need to hop on that one as well, right?
I need to hop on that one. You see what he did there, folks?
But yeah, of course, all of our social links are in the description down below. Pat, where can people find your content on the internet?
Oh, thank you, Kevin. People can find my content at the Patman Gaming on Twitter, on Twitch, on Instagram, Mixer. If you guys, I don't really stream to there anymore, but just in case, Microsoft offers me a contract like Ninja style,
in case
I'll make the switch real quick. I will leave Twitch in a heartbeat.
Or in case like someone drives a car into Twitch's database, like what happened to YouTube that one day.
You never know. Like gotta have, just like we talked about earlier, you gotta have a backup option always, bro.
Isn't that what happened to YouTube, right? Like somebody either went off at YouTube and like their servers were down.
What happened?
Yeah, the servers were down for like a day, like a year ago or something like that. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I wasn't a YouTuber then, dog. So I don't know.
Yeah, you're new at this whole thing.
I'm new to
I'm
the
a
YouTube
crafty
game.
veteran.
Yeah, you are. You're definitely the boomer of the YouTube age. Speaking of YouTube, if you guys want to find my content there, just type in Patman Gaming. We are almost to 2,000 subs. I lost a bunch of subs. I think YouTube did another cleansing. I lost almost like 100 subs, like within a day. So YouTube must have cleansed a bunch of bots, which is good because I don't want bots on my channel. So we've gained like 50 subs this week. One of the videos popped off, so that's good. So if you guys want to help your boy get to 2,000, end of your goal is 3,000. I'm sure with the Infinite News, the channel will continue to chug along. So I would appreciate it, and expect more content coming in the near future because I ain't got nothing else better to do.
Actually, if you want to talk about some Halo boomers on YouTube,
Ooh.
Halo 3 Tricks recently put out a 10-year review video. If you guys remember Halo 3 Tricks back in the day, it was with CM Near on his channel, and his group of bros would just go into Halo 3 and find random tricks or glitches or things like that would make you go like, oh, that's interesting. Kind of like what General Heat is doing now was basically what they were doing back in the Halo 3 days. And they recently put on a video just kind of going like, man, it's been 10 years since then. And they kind of recapping their experiences and what it was like back then. And definitely if you were into watching Halo YouTube like I was back then, I'm a real Halo fan, Pat.
I mean, I was watching videos back then. I just wasn't making them, Kevin.
But
If we want to talk about real Halo fans, we could go down that hole, but we got to finish this damn podcast.
but I
So
was saying,
wrap
it was
it
like
up.
it was a cool watch. I definitely would check it out. Plus, I got a chance to meet CM Near last year at 343, which was like blew my mind. I saw like his name tag said Chris Near. I'm like, wait, Chris Near? You're CM Near? I used to watch your videos all the time. And then I got to help him and General Heed make a video, which was great. But anyway, so I was the cameraman.
Jesus, yo, y'all, you filmed this while we do our thing.
Yeah,
you know?
it was great. It was silly, but it was awesome. But yeah, anyways, again, that's the end of the episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Greatly appreciate it. Slap like now. And we'll catch you guys in next week's episode of the Halo Outreach Podcast. Talking about the full release of Halo 2. You never know. Just keep in touch. Keep on watching, and we'll be here making the content for you. That's all you gotta do. So thanks for watching, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Make sure to tap the like button, and we'll catch you up in the next video. Peace.